which regulates the blood pressure. I want to show you how you can improve the state of your heart and to avoid cardiovascular diseases in the future, because our whole body is sustained by our amazing, sacred and very powerful heart. That's why I'm here. I'm Alex, and on this channel you will find very practical information, not so very well known in the medical new world, for longevity, lifespan, life extension, and quick and powerful, natural and almost for free remedies for several physical internal disorders. This video is a practical guide verified by me and does not represent a cure for any disease, dysfunction or any other physical condition. That's why please talk to your doctor first before starting to consume the things I want to mention in this video down below. So the human heart is only the size of a fist, but is the strongest muscle in our body. The heart starts beating from the intrauterine period before birth, usually 28 days after conception, and on average we have like 100,000 beats per day and over 2.5 to 3 billion heartbeats in 70 or 80 years old life. Cardiovascular diseases refer to a series of diseases of the heart and on the blood pressure, vessels and arteries. Smoking, alcohol, unhealthy diet, sedentary life are all factors to increase the risk of developing a heart disease. In the other manner, high cholesterol, high blood pressure or diabetes can also increase the risk of heart disease. So if you want to hear more about how you can improve or heal your condition, your heart vascular disease condition, let's dive in. Maybe not for you, maybe for the future, or maybe for others to be an example in your own community or society, you can experiment and verify without believing 6 things that I want to mention in this video. First thing is raw bluefin tuna or any other caught fish, but I recommend raw red tuna if you can find, because tuna consumption helps prevent cardiovascular diseases thanks to fatty acids and potassium, which regulates the blood pressure. According to a study, the high amount of fatty acids like omega-3 in tuna will reduce the bad cholesterol or LDL cholesterol in our blood. These cholesterol deposits along the arteries of the heart can cause damage. Iron, for example, from the tuna stimulates a lot the blood circulation, and vitamin B is the essential one for the synthesis of red blood cells. I eat it fresh when I have red tuna or any other caught wild fish, but red tuna especially. I eat it fresh, not frozen, so raw, with salt, pepper and garlic, and often and in small quantities like a few fingers, because otherwise it will be too much. It will cause reactions or symptoms in the stomach. The second thing is lean seeds or ground powder especially, or lean seed oil, or in common language flaxseed. Who would have thought that a plant used for a long time in the textile industry like flax has so many health benefits? The lean seeds contain alpha-linoleic acid, which is derived from omega-3 fatty acids. It contains phytoestrogen, which is an antioxidant, and vitamin B1, protein, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, and iron. So the benefits is decreasing the LDL cholesterol and decreasing the blood triglycerides. And also prevent the occurrence of the breast cancer in the woman part. Also reduce the internal inflammation of the intestine of our digestive system. These flax seeds can be added to dishes where the flavor of hazelnut is needed, successfully replacing them. Of course, certain oils can be easily replaced with the cold pressed linseed oil, which you can buy from any other bio shops. My training for my protocol is to improve your cardiovascular system, to consume basically 5 tablespoons, like 50 or 60 grams of ground flax seeds per day for 90 days or 3 months, or 2 tablespoons of linseeds or flaxseed oil per day for 3 months, again 90 days. The free thing, my dear friends, which it will be not so commonly, but it's very productive in the countryside area where people are living much more longer than the ones from the crowded cities, is the lard of pig, sheep, duck or goose. Lard is the solid fat from the back of a pig, is the easiest to procure, and the duck, sheep or the goose lard is much more difficult to sell, but the benefits are similar to all. In the process of losing weight, the fatty acids in the lard revitalize the cells and nourish them to their recovering or healing. The lard, which in contact with the heat of the body turns that into liquid oil, it will repair the arteries, the blood vessels, it will fluidize the heart areas in the body and stimulates the elimination of the toxins and unnecessary baggage from the affected areas. Lard from the tail of the Kurduk sheep, which I have met in Iran, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, has the highest value of amino acids and vitamin. It's very good for any kind of diseases, but it's difficult to get. So I put this lard from the great white England pig on warm bread and let it soak for 2-3 minutes, and then I add spices, beetroot, horseradish or pesto along with salt and pepper or any other condiments. Sometimes I put the lard into the coffee or fry eggs or onions on it. I have like 2 tablespoons a day of lard in any form you can desire, which it will bring real benefits to your body, and not feeling tired but energized day by day more and more. The fourth thing I have for you, my dear friends, is forest fresh fruit. Yes, those grown in the mountains, not from greenhouses, shops or any other kind of crops. If you eat a handful of berries, you'll be rewarded basically with an explosion of sweetness in your mouth. They are just as good as breakfast as they are for dessert, and forest fruits can also contain fiber and folic acid, which is very good antidepressive stuff. Folic acid protects you against cardiovascular diseases and memory loss, and you'll see a lot of benefits in your memory improvement. Like dosage, you can have about 400 grams per day, 2 times per week, from whatever you can find in the mountains, like buckthorn, blueberries, raspberries, currants, blackberries, strawberries, gooseberries, cranberries. So most of the time, what berries you can find, they are good. Most people break this portion of 400 grams in 5, like 80 grams per serving. Like every hour they can have some. I take large quantities when it's in season, and I put everything which I don't use into the freezer, and later when I take them out, I keep them at a room temperature for 1 day and I put them into a smoothie or eat them like that. And the 5th thing, my dear friends, which it will be very, very difficult but also to do, it's homemade red wine, but it's also very pleasurable to have. So homemade red wine is the oldest alcoholic beverage on this planet, with the history of wine stretching back of thousands of years to now. Like benefits, it reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases by helping to retain HDL type cholesterol in the blood, and you will see that homemade wine is, if you can find or you can do it well, is made accordingly to well-known recipes using only well-ripened, disease-free and untreated red grapes seeds, following by the typical wine preparation procedures. So I recommend 1 maximum 2 glasses of wine per day, and you'll see that if you have excessive consumption of red wine, like 14-15 degrees, can create adverse symptoms or adverse effects. And the 6th, which is very easy to do and very convenient and productive for the blood vessels and for your heart to have, it is hydrated almonds and nuts. Almonds are full of omega-3 fatty acids. They have vitamin E, folates, soluble fibers, proteins, as well as phytosterols. The monounsaturated fats found in the almonds, along with natural antioxidants, will help protect your heart health and reduce your risk of certain specific cardiovascular conditions. Nuts are very rich in omega-3 fatty acids too, vitamin E, magnesium, folates, soluble fiber, phytosterols, and unsaturated fats, as I said. So these nuts, hydrated nuts, can be combined daily, but hydrated from the evening to morning time. And in the morning you can have them into the yogurt with fresh fruit, or they can flavor fruit salads or any other kind of smoothie you prefer. So you can use them in various combinations for cakes, jams, compotes. All almonds can be also added for added taste, but especially and very imperatively necessary is the essential nutrients like the oils from almonds and nuts, which are essential for blood vessels and arteries. My protocol is to have to consume 50 grams or 60 grams if you can of almonds, hydrated or walnuts daily for 180 days or 6 months. So if you want to verify these nutrients, please don't believe them. And if you can notice your improvement in your heart vascular diseases, you can talk about them to any other people, because if you are speaking of them and you did not verify them, you will be a little liar, and I don't want this for you. If you want to know more about longevity, lifespan, and life extension, you subscribe down below with the ring too, and you will be rewarded with other many videos for your health and for your longevity. May the progressive force be with you.